Hey, what's going on? Strat Soldier here with the weekend shift. Man, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad this week is over. It's done. It's just over, okay? I'm glad it is done. It's been rough out here. It's very headlines driven. The market has been dumb. It's been inside week most of the week, and then finally we get our two down on the week. People out here are getting murdered. People out here are doing good things and making money, and then people out here breaking even. And I'm gonna tell you right now, for those people that are just breaking even or they're only making this much, be happy, because there are people out here, like I said, they are getting destroyed, and you're not one of them. Okay. Or you're brand new here to the show, and now we are now you're going to learn how to not get killed. Swiss Man in the chat says nicer background. I loved my background. Okay. I loved it, but no, it's a new change. It's just a change. And I figured, I don't know, maybe we'll change the backgrounds based on, who we have on the show and things like that. I guess it'd be fun that way. What's going on? Swiss Man from Switzerland, Sunshine in the chat. Josh Taylor, what is going on? Rob C. Andy from Mighty Soldiers is out here. That is awesome. Thank you so much for all the help you've given me. And if it wasn't for you, Andy, I wouldn't be here right now. That's true. That's a true statement. I'm glad you're out here. Thank you so much. Stratalorian, this is the way. That's right. It's funny. The whole Boba Fett TV series, they were like, hey, this is Boba Fett. And then halfway through it, they're like, nah, man, let's go back to the Mandalorian. That's boring. anyway, Kevin Baker out here. How many people in the chat? How many people? We have a special guest on here, Michael Holmes from Mighty Soldiers Discord, the Blind Trader, and this is going to be a good one. It's going to be really interesting. Rob, me and Rob actually talked about him on the phone a couple weeks ago, and we just really want to see what he does and how he does it. And so it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. DLX. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Elman, Jamie, what's going on? Willie B, choppy week. Yeah, super choppy week. How many people in the chat? Give me a number. 26. Heck yeah, give me 50. Give me 50. Give me 50. That's it. Yeah, I want 100. So I have to have 50 before I get to 100. So give me 50. Heck yeah, 26. That's awesome. That is awesome. 29. It's moving. It is moving. Hey, we got a 2-2 reversal up to the upside in the chat numbers. Heck yeah, 29 to the upside. All right. Heck yeah, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andy, putting in the work. Let me show you guys what we do real quick. I know that I always talk about this every episode, but there is always someone new to the strat. Okay, so I want to show you guys what we do. Meow 2 in the house. I seen that you joined the live trading room. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here with us. This is how I have all 4 charts up when I trade: the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the 60. This shows me full time frame continuity. Excuse me. This shows me time frame continuity. Okay. It's like the weather. It's always there. It's funny that the weatherman gets paid for what he does, because the weather is weather. It's always there. Okay. But what we do is this allows me to see the more aggressive participation groups. Okay. And right now it's red on the month, red on the week. It's been red on these days. Anytime the days were red, they're selling it. And anytime the 60s were red, they were selling it right then. Okay. So if you were holding calls through a shooter enforced to the downside, 2-2, actually it's a 2-2 continuation, but the shooter enforced to the downside right here, if you're holding calls, that's bad news. Okay. That's why I'm here. That's why Michael Holmes is here. And everybody out here that's trading the strat, we're here to show you, if this thing is 2-2 to the downside, get rid of them calls. You know what I mean? Or if you're going long, cut it, or buy some puts, short the thing if you want to trade it really bad. This is not a time to, look at these 60s, not a time to be holding calls. Okay. Look at this to the downside. And then for all you options traders, shout out to Penny. Options is not easy. Okay. Look at these wicks. Okay. Options are not easy. Every new 60 brand new participation group starts. Okay, so you'll have the wicks because they'll start selling, and then they'll start buying, and then here comes the next flip. Bottom of the 60, they'll start selling again. So you have all these nasty wicks, especially with options on the SPY. That's tough. Like this one right here is ugly. Look at that guy. Starts out on Friday, starts 2 up. You buy your calls, and then 2, and then 2 fails, starts coming back through. If you follow Sarah's 50% rule, it's a possible outside 60, and then bam, here it comes, takes out the other side, scenario 3, and then just pukes the rest of the day. Okay. So if you had calls and you don't know what a scenario 3 is, you're getting wrecked but if you had puts, working it, the continuity doesn't change till about 1:30 East, 13:30 for you military folks, and then 2-2 reversal back up on the 60. So your puts are not working anymore. Now you're getting wrecked. Okay, now you're losing money in your puts. Now it's time to cut it before you lose too much, of your profits. But this is a 2-2 reversal back up. The participation groups changed right on the flip at the bottom of the 60. Go ahead and use your 65-minute candle if you want. I will be on the 60s at the bottom of the hour. All right. And then 2-2 up, 2-2 continuation up, and then it comes back through 2-2 reversal back down. Okay. This is not easy. All right. Look at these 60s right here. We're going to talk right here. See these 60s in this tight range right here. This is not easy. Okay. Trading is hard. Again, if you're just breaking even, be cool, man. Don't beat yourself up. This is not easy. Okay. So, but the major participation group that is the strongest right now is the sellers. Okay. Are the sellers red on the month, albeit still inside. We're closer to taking out the downside on this. QQQ is a lot closer. Let's go to the broader averages. Let's go to QQQ real quick, closer to taking out the bottoms. The 2-2 continuation down on right here at 334.63. Okay. The QQQ a lot more weak. Okay. It's about to take out the bottom. Now, next month, what's going to happen? What could happen next month? What could happen? We got some more time left, but are we going to go 3-1-2 down, 3-1-2 continuation down, or are we going to go 3-1-2 reversal back up? Okay. That's what we want to see. And this time frame, all these time frames up like this show me the aggressiveness of the buyers and the sellers. Okay. It's very important to have these time frames up just like this. Now, real quick, you heard me talking about 2s and 3s and things like that. So let's turn the labels on for the kids in the back. We believe there are only 3 ways anything can trade. I say it every Saturday, but then I get on them Twitters, and it clearly people ain't listening. So there are only 3 ways anything can trade. I'm here to help. Scenario 1. Scenario 1 does not take out either side of the previous range. I'm going to mark this here. See this scenario 1, see this candle does not take out either side of this previous range. The bar immediately to the left doesn't take it out, right? Stuck inside. This is consolidation. All right. You don't want to trade something that's stuck inside like that. I'm not going to give you a big speech on that. Just don't. Just don't. So scenario 1, scenario 2 takes out one side of the previous range. Okay. This takes out the top. This is a 2 up, scenario 2 up. This one takes out the lows of this one. This is a scenario 2 down, even though it's green. Okay. Then you have your, a series of 2s in one direction is considered a trend. Okay. You want to buy it now that you know what scenario 2s are. Do you want to hold puts in that? Excuse me. You want to hold your puts while this thing's going up? No. Okay. Same thing here. You guys, series of 2s down, even though this is green, this is still a 2 down. Okay. Green, green, red, 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 green, red, still 2 downs. Okay. You want to hold puts through all this? Probably not. Excuse me. You want to hold calls through all this? You want to go long during these? No, you don't want to. This is a trend going down. Okay. All right. This is, these are weeklies on the SPY. Weeklies on the SPY. And then scenario 3 takes out both sides of the previous range. Let me find you a real big, fat, juicy one. Right here on the week, takes out the top, takes out the bottom, but we got one even nicer than that one. You know where it's at? It's on the monthly. Okay. And it's been happening on the month. Scenario 3 takes out both sides of the previous range, takes out the highs, takes out the lows. That means they bought it up, sold it down, and it closed on the same time frame right here. Okay. People are getting wrecked.
You get murdered in here.
People are getting murdered in here. Okay. All right. Don't, and then look at these threes, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3. I mean, it's not easy right now. So if you are just now learning the strat, be cool. Be cool. Don't beat yourself up because you are learning Kung Fu while there's a bar fight already happening. Okay. And you're in the room and you're over here trying to practice some stuff. And you go out there and you're going to get punched in the face and kicked and all that stuff. And just step back out. Okay. Step back out. Because I'm telling you, the fight is on right now. And so if you get in there, you get a good lick, you get a few good licks, take your profits, get out, set some stuff up and then go back in. But do not just get wrecked in there. Okay. Don't do it. I don't want you to. We're here I want you to win, and we're here to show you things to help you win. Oh, they love it. They love it. Oh man, we're having a good time out here already. 41. The strat is real life. We started at 20. We started at 26, 2-2 reversal back up. We got a 2 up, and then we went to 29. Now we're at 41. That's what I'm talking about. We got a series of 2s to the upside in the chat. The strat is real life. All right. I don't want to take too much more time away from our guest, the blind trader. And that they called him that himself. I'm going to be cool. I'm not going to say any insensitive jokes or nothing like that. Honestly, I'm not. This is the blind trader, Michael Holmes from Mighty Soldiers. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Come on, buddy. It's Michael Halcomb.
Michael Halcomb. Hey, yeah. Hey, you know what?
It's all good.
Hey, I'm in the Army for a reason. If I can read good, I would have been a doctor or something.
I appreciate you having me on today, buddy.
Mike. Andy says, call him Mike. All right. Heck yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming out here. I've been talking to you for a while. And again, like I said, this is true. I did talk to Rob on the phone, and we are 100% interested in knowing what you do, how you do it, and then a person that you call yourself the blind trader, and then you definitely got to explain that. And then for a person that has an issue with vision, how do you trade with this stuff? But it's still exciting because it's just like the strat is helping everyone. So. Right. Go ahead, man. How'd you start trading, and how'd you find the strat?
Man, I came across the strat from Andy, of course. I just like you said earlier, I wouldn't be in this if it wasn't for Andy, man. He's pulled us all together. Great guy.
It's true.
Yeah, we gotta love him. But one thing I love about the strat, man, is it's something where I can come in on a monthly time frame and I can trade it. I can look for those reversals off that monthly, and I don't have to worry about working my eyes so hard. I can set an alert on it and walk away from it. Go rest my eyes, take a little break, and come back. Because I've still got vision, but my eyes swell up and down on me. So I've actually got 2 diseases. I got retinitis pigmentosa, which causes the closing in where I'm down to about 5 degrees of vision left. I can literally can't see outside of a certain little circle. It's like looking through a tunnel all the time. But then I've got the cristoid macular edema. I have trouble saying both of these, so hopefully I'm getting.
Is that a dinosaur? That's a dinosaur,
right? Yeah, a cystoid macular edema, something like that. I never get it right. Yeah, but it causes a swelling. That's where I have most of my issues when it comes to being able to read charts, things like that. And believe me, that can get frustrating for me because I'm still working on it, trying to make sure I can still do this every day. Of course, I've got my wife that can always help me out as well, because we're using a strat. We can both look at the time frames a lot more simply. It's between the 2 of us. We've both learned it pretty well already, because I teach.
That's awesome.
And anytime, like her company, they give out stocks, and I was looking at them today with her. I'm like, well, let's look at the strat real quick. Let's see what it's saying here. Yeah, we'll find out if you want to buy in yet, because they're like, well, if you buy in, we'll give you one. Okay, well, let's wait until it's cheap, and then we'll buy in and let them give us some. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I just have to take breaks. But when I have, like today, I'm feeling pretty good. I've rested my eyes last week now. Anytime I got something coming up, I work a little extra hard to rest up for it. That way I know my eyes ain't gonna give out on me. And that's where that reversal comes in as well. Looking for that. If it's an inside month, I don't have to waste my eyesight on it. I can move on. And I only trade a number of stocks anyway, so it's pretty simple for me to know when I'm going to be able to start trading again. And I just gotta, I do miss them. Don't get me wrong, I miss a lot because I'll have a bad eye day, and that's when the market goes straight up. Anytime y'all making money, it's because my eyes are hurting. Just remember that. Make you feel bad.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. I love what you're talking about. Working with your wife on that too, because just like I just went through the scenarios. I mean, at the first, it takes like 2-3 minutes and be like, hey, honey, hey, if it takes out the highs and that's a 2 up, show me when it's a 2. All right.
Right.
I'm gonna put it right here. Let me know when it's at 36, and then I'm gonna set an alert, and then I kind of make sure I'm on it.
I think it's Sarah. I like the way she does the 2 down with a green bar. That's what I look for a lot of times. I try to find that 2 down with a green bar. I don't know if that's what y'all call the 2.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with names. I just know I listen to you all and I trade. And I think I process it probably different than you all do on word, name wise, but it's still the same thing, It's still the same. It's the strat, It's just I'm not names.
Heck yeah, and that's the best too, because you look at it and you're like, okay, this is the strat, but this is my style, and this is how I see it, and this is where honey, this is what we're gonna do. That's pretty cool. And then so have you showed her, you gotta show her scenario 3s, right?
Oh yes, yeah. She's gone over, and I'm the kid in the back, just so you know. While you were saying, I started laughing my butt off over here because you said the kid in the back's got the 1, 2, 3 on. That's me. I got them all on, man. I can't try to zoom that in and try to see if it hit a new low yet. I need that. Right. I need that number to come out for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of the kids in the back too. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, this is a 2 down, and then people are, I'll say it's an inside bar on the quarter, and then I did that with the AMD. And then I had a couple tweets that are like, nah, man, it's 2 down. And then I zoom in. So I zoom the charts in because I'm going to be a smart butt. I zoom it all the way in, and it's like by like this much. It's a 2 down. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Them 2 downs get me though, man. I'll get that revert. I'll get that green bar on that 2 reverse when I'm thinking, okay, I got this. I'm coming in, and I hold on to that 50% rule when I enter on small term like that. At 50% of that candle, I'll cut it, take my loss, walk away. But if it holds that, I'm riding that baby up. As long as I can sit there and tolerate it. It comes down to eyesight for me. If I can tolerate it, I'm gonna sit there and ride it as long as I can, just sell a few shares out on the way up.
Yeah.
So, but if sometimes I get in, like I said, I have bad eye days, I just have to jump in and out of it. I'm out. I need to go break for a minute, take a second to breathe here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like what you and then you were saying if it's inside month, you already said it. If it's inside month, I know I don't need to stare at the screen so much. I'm gonna go take a break. I don't need to look at this every day. And we tell people in Rob's live room, and then out here on Twitter, it's inside month or inside week or even inside day on the SPY. You don't have to do anything, but then people want to trade like 2.5-minute bars on some crazy stuff right before the Fed report in Ukraine and all this other stuff, and they're trying to do some crazy stuff on Starbucks. I'm like, no, man. No, bad idea. So it stinks that you that kind of stinks that you have to take those breaks. But I like how you're using the scenarios to go, okay, this is a condition I don't trade, this is going to be choppy, I don't need to look at these screens. And that gives you confidence. And then but when it is 2 up or 2 down, it has a direction. Okay, I want to get in on some stuff. I'm going to set my buy orders and I'm going to work it. So saying that, do you trade options? Do you trade common?
Just common stocks. Yeah.
Common stocks. Yeah. Hey, you guys heard it. There's a couple people out there like, you only bring on people that talk about options. Like, no, I talk about common every day. It's just like no one wants to talk about common. It's boring.
I trade stocks. Yeah. I'm not. I want to learn options. Don't get me wrong, but it's just another level of learning for me. And I've really put a lot of effort into learning stocks itself so far. It'd be another job to even. So I kind of want to. I don't want to say conquer it, but I want to make sure I'm pretty comfortable before I try messing with anything else. I don't want to. Not a very fast learner, it takes me a little while. Yeah. If I was, I'd be in a different position today.
Yeah. Like I said, like you said, one of the kids in the back, man. I'm just trying to. I'm doing it. I'm good at this thing. Right. This is what I do.
Yeah. I'm good at not spending my money. Okay, so the stock works great for me. because I don't want to spend my money anyway. So I'm going to stop out as quick as I can. I don't want to
Yeah.
waste my money, you know?
Yeah.
I do love the strat for that though, man. It really does. It changes it up. Everybody ought to at least understand it. They don't have to like it, but they should understand it. You know, everybody.
Yeah. That's what I was telling some other people, especially on TrendSpider. I was telling Dan about that. Like, you don't have to you don't have to learn all the strat, but if you just know what a scenario 2 down looks like, you know what I mean? There's no reason for me to keep holding on to these puts, you know, or I'm going long, I'm buying common, you know, let's go ahead and say, you know, stocks. I bought the stocks. Here it goes. It's going well. It's going well. It's going well. And then I get a 2 down on the week. It's been going well for like 3 weeks. And now it's ticked down. I know when to take my profits. Or like you said, okay, I tolerated enough. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my profits.
Exactly.
Or,
Yeah. I was about to say, that ain't just an odd thing. I'm sure everybody has to say, I've tolerated this long enough. I'm just going to take a profit run, because you want to walk away. You want to do other things there in the day. It's hard to walk away from, because it will eat you up if you walk away from the market. If you think you can run upstairs and be gone for an hour, no, you'll come back and the SPY will do what it done this past week.
Yeah. And then on crazy days like that, crazy news days, or when I'm at close to magnitude, or I have to go to the store. I have to, you know, and I'm talking about days when I have a day off, you know what I mean? Because when I'm at work, I look at the charts. I'm in there for, I can actually get in there during the open and mess around with Rob and the guys for a little bit, and then I got to leave. But what I'm saying is, if I'm at home and I'm looking at the charts and I got to go do something, I got to get kids or something like that, I push my stops up, just push them up. Right. If something stupid happens, because, you know, they hate the new iPhone because it ain't waterproof, I'm gonna get stopped out on Apple.
Yeah, it's a shame what will move the markets, man. It is. It's crazy. If you don't keep up with all the news, you know, you wouldn't think all you need to do is just focus on the stocks news itself. No, you need to know what all the news is across the world at all times. You must know it all. It will move.
It will. And but I like the strat, because, like, you know, like you said, I know where to push my stops up, and I know if my main goal is to get stopped out with profit. That's my main goal, and I'll do anything I can to do that.
On those 2 downs, the days that it's 2 down, say you really do like the stock and you think it's just a bad day with the SPY and it's falling apart. Something I like to do is set that alert at that reversal where it would turn green on the 2-day. And that way I get an alert. Okay, it came back up above its open this morning. Let's see if it closes above the open, and find me an entrance if I really like it. And you can still set your stop right at the open where if you're interested in it. But you know, the SPY can mess up things some days. And to me, that's something I've learned. I've been using that, and it helps out a lot. Just wait for that reversal. See if it comes back up and holds. You ain't got to buy it that day, but you'll know the next morning where that baby's at, what levels to be watching, you know?
Well, you know, I like that. That's good. That's good, because I like that method. I'm gonna try that, because like a SLB slob, I was working that and I am still in it. Somehow I didn't get stopped out of it, and I'm gonna keep working it. But it's had, yesterday was a little funky day, 212 reversal to the downside on the daily, and then so now it's like Doji. I like to call him Doji Cat. I don't know. I don't know if you're really into music, but Doji Cat. Anyway, but setting an alert at the top. Okay, now it's 2 up. That's good. That's a good idea, because maybe that could be an ad for me. You know what I mean? So then now here comes the buyers. Let me add a little bit more to my winning position and work it back up. And then that's a good idea. I like that already. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm bringing something myself. Hey, I thought I was here to learn. Hang up. No.
That's it. You know, honestly, I always put these people on, and I'm telling you, I learn more from my guests and people in the chat than, this is not just me telling everybody. I got my little bits of advice, and I'm showing you the strat, and we're talking charts, and we're talking setups. Talking setups, but I'm here to learn too, man. I'm learning from you. I learn from everybody, and learning is key, man.
I feel like what I learned that right there from watching Sarah, where she always talked about that 50-cent retracement. I started thinking everything that way. Well, and then she watches each level as well. And that made me think, well, why can't I just start coming up with a way to find that pullback and then that rip that takes it off? sometimes you might lose 2 or 3 days in a row trying to find that.
Yeah.
You know, it may take a few days to find that entrance that's good. You just
Yeah.
gotta know. You take a small loss so you can try again tomorrow. You know,
Yeah.
or later that day, it may turn around later that day and do what you want. But you know how the market is.
Yeah, it's stupid. I hate let's get to the charts here pretty soon, but I want to gap ups and gap downs I think are hard for everyone. You're in something good and the SPY gaps down big time, or you cut something and you get in the next day and it's gapped way up. How do you deal with gap ups and gap downs, especially with common?
If I'm in it and it gaps down, I'm gonna sell it and have a bad day. I'm gonna get on that because I don't like to hold stocks that do that to me. It's just one of my rules that I got hit hard at the beginning with messing with stuff, and I'll sell it. It may hurt me for a few days to try to recover from it, but to me, it's safer than holding something that's just gonna stay down on it. Once it rips down, I feel like it's me seeing that baby recover or get a lot more slim. I don't know if anybody has my kind of reputation with the market, but when it beats me, it usually beats me. It doesn't like to let go. But if it's gapped up, what I would like to do is put a stop at the where it gapped at, where it opened at for the gap, and hold that.
Okay. Yep, because they'll gap up and then everybody's happy because it made it to 42, and now they're gonna sell it, and then that's a good idea. But if it keeps going, you know, you're good.
Yeah. And that's also my entrance. Say it's gapped up and it's running and it pulls back a little bit. My entrance is going to be right around within 5 cents of where it opened, and me stopping out on that 5 cent of right below the open there, maybe a finger. That way, I don't like holding anything that's going to lose. I can't.
Right.
I get frustrated because of my eyesight, and I'm sure everybody else does it for other reasons. But for me, I don't want to hold something I've got to stare at. Wear me out. Yeah.
I don't want to hold something I got to stare at. I got to write that down. That's awesome. That's a quote of the day right there. I ain't gonna hold something I got to stare at.
Heck yeah.
Let me see some charts, man. Go ahead and share your screen. Show us what you do. Because again, having questions in the chat, having a visual, an issue with vision. I am interested in seeing how you set your alerts, how you see things and what you do. And then for real quick chat rules, put a question mark before your questions. You guys can always talk to yourselves and talk amongst yourself and have fun in there. You guys are already doing it. But put a question mark and then your question. So that way I can see it in the chat while I'm scrolling through really easily. You're not talking about options, so I'm not getting a lot of questions yet. Usually, I say, how do you do options? And then this thing starts lighting up like a Christmas tree.
There's a lot of questions to options. I get that.
Strat Soldier, new background. They love the new background. I guess I'll tell my wife. I loved my background. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, thank you so much, Sylvia. Thank you. I'm glad you like the background. I'll change it up. I got some other ones too. Sunshine in the chat says, take a small loss and try again tomorrow. Love this so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sunshine. She is in the UK right now, so she is listening to you. I think it's like 6 in the afternoon, in the evening over there. It's like dinner time, so she's got her toddlers running around, and she's trying to watch you on the screen, man. Show us what you do, bud.
All right, this right here is one of the plays I've played a few times here recently, and the reason for it is, first we'll start. Let's see if I can do this, like this area right here. This 2 down and then 3. That right there is something that I like to play. Those right there gotta have a good eye day for something like that because it's going to be a quick mover. For me, anyways, I feel like it is.
So you're taking the 3-2 up, right?
The 2 down and then that 3 reversal right here.
Oh, okay.
And then looking for an entrance at that 50% right here.
Oh, okay.
Entrance next to this on this 2 down right here. That'd be kind of my stop out if it came and ripped up past that. And a lot of times they'll pull up, you'll get a pull down, and you'll find it holding support.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I move when I'm having good eye days. I can trade. I can move quick with
it. Good eye days. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you got them strat eyes. I like that. This was a conversation. The reason why I was asking that is because that was a conversation I was having in the Dang Strat show with Michael Dang and Yavetti jumped on there with us and a couple other guys, traders. Is a 3-2 a reversal or a continuation? I like to play 3-2s all day long. I know Sarah doesn't like doing it because the 2 can come back into that 3 and get nasty and start bouncing around in there. Now you got mother bar problems. But for me, I know if it's like that 2 down and then that 3 comes up, it closed as a 3, and then I get that 3-2. I get that next scenario up, that 2 up. I know who the most aggressive participation group is. It's the buyers. And of course the sellers, if it's both red. So I know that's why I considered it a reversal. And then, but then it also, because the price also got taken down in that 3. Yeah. And then I talked to Rob about it. It's it's one of those situations where you say potato, you know what I mean? I call it he said it could be a reversal or a continuation. I don't want to derail you. I'm just saying that was
this here is one of the most scariest plays. Out of one of the plays I like to play, it's probably the most spookiest because it's gonna be a quick moving day on that one. But the other thing I like to do is this 2 down right here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, we can see that.
All right. So this 2 down, I like this is what me and you were just talking about. It's 2 down, it's green on the day. So now I've got to close right here. But my only problem with this is, and I've got to get better at it because I traded this one that day. Okay, I traded on this day. Why didn't I hold it? Because look, it never broke back below. That's something that either one of this day didn't break back below. None of it. I could have wrote that all the way up. I traded it a few times. I traded it here. I traded it again here. Something I've got to learn to do though is hold them a little bit longer. That's where I could up my game.
I like that. What's Dave and Buster's? Okay, what ticker is that? Dave and Buster's. That's play, right?
Yeah,
play. Cool. Yep. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I see you're using TrendSpider. That's awesome. Yeah, you're right. And another thing we were just talking about. You also have to remember for yourself. You probably got in it, worked it for a little bit, and then cut it because the SPY was acting dumb. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's where, yep. I get in and then I see the SPY do something, and I'm like, no. I get too nervous. I don't know if that's just a new thing. I've been trading for a little bit over 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 years. Is that just a newer trader thing where we still don't understand?
No, I think I think it's normal. I think it's fine. I think the most important thing is not to beat yourself up when you're like, man, I could have, because it's you can you look at these series of 2s to the upside, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So why didn't I hold it? I understand what you're saying. The only thing I'm saying is don't beat yourself up because there's other stuff happening in the market that this Dave and Buster's chart does not show. There was a gap up in the SPY. There was a gap down in the SPY. Okay. There was, I don't know, friggin' one of the Dave and Buster's got invaded in Ukraine and all the Russians messed up Dave and Buster's in there. Anything could have happened on that day. And that's what was that. That's that reversal 3 right there on that daily right there. They went in there and wrecked up all the games. It would be trading common. And I love this conversation. Just because trading common, you're right. Why it is so much easier for us to hold than an options trader, and why didn't we just hold it all the way up to was it $44, all up to 44, and I got in way down here at 36. You know what I mean? So I would say keep going. Yep, there you go. That's awesome.
Those were my original lines I've had out, and I just wait on these 2 downs to find my entrance. That's what I look for. Right here on the weekly would have been a great example of how great this thing could have been on a long term or a hold. I just don't hold things long term. I get chickened out. I take my profit and run.
It is tough. It is tough. Oh, Sylvia, put your question before. I got a question in the chat. Put your question marks before the question so I could see it. Okay. Rob C got. Okay, I see Sylvia. I see you. I got you, Rob C. I got some questions in the chat. Rob C says, do you use RSI and MACD for convergence, divergence? And then this is the weekend shift, so it's a safe place. So I ain't gonna say nothing about your MACD. Go ahead, man.
You don't like the MACD, huh?
No, that's all good. I I always make fun of people that trade the squiggly wigglies, but no, seriously, you do you do your thing, man.
If you look at it, it was a perfect on the MACD. It was a little bit delayed. Honestly, it wasn't perfect. It was delayed, so it wouldn't have been a great follow through to say, yeah, this is perfect. Well, back here when it started, because it started to find its direction up here, so it didn't show any sign that it was turning around just yet right there. And those candles wasn't really. There's no confirmation there on that, so I get that. But it would have helped me if I would have held it through until this 2 down right here, because I could have seen that, okay, we are getting that cross. Now this is looking bullish. So
yeah,
I have them on there. I can't say I use them all the time because
no, it's okay. I was just fooling around, man.
I would have held that thing perfect. Yeah, I would have took it all the way. Yeah. But
yeah, I'm just fooling around. I do see where yeah, and just like you said, that I see, you know, two reversal back up, and then you had that scenario 3 down, and then 2 back up, and I do see the MACD, and then those what are those volume bars right there, and it all makes sense there.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a 2 down right here on Friday daily, but this one right here doesn't look safe because it closed as a hammer. So
shooter, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look as safe to me now to want to even. It's gonna be something I'll watch just because it's still in that 2 down. That's my rule. I watch stuff that's pulled down, 2 down and reverse back up to the green. I like, anything closed green on a 2 down. I like to watch the next day, but I don't think this will be one that'll do anything. If this one does anything, it'll be a fake out.
Yeah, that's definitely a shooter. I get that. That makes sense. Another question in the chat. Mike, you got volume, MACD, RSI. How do you use those indicators? I know you went through a little bit of that.
No, I didn't hit the RSI. I didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, RSI. Now I do. As you can see again right here, you were under this line right here, so you were starting to be oversold. So this right here to me, that's my indicator. We're starting to get oversold. All we needed was these MACDs to start showing movement, and this 2 down. But I use them, but they're more of just a relaxation that okay, we are starting to see a reason for this 2 down reversal right here. We're starting to see it jump back up. We're starting to see this 2 tighten up. But like I said, they're not perfect indicators, but they would have worked out even better because as it started to oversell up here,
that makes sense.
It pulled back down right here, and then this is showing that sign right now. This thing ain't looking safe at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense. That puts that together, and especially with your you said you don't want to stare at the charts all day long. Exactly. I do see what you're doing. You're using it as confirmation, like, okay, yep. Because other traders, other traders are looking at that stuff, MACD, RSI, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So why not look at it? Yeah, I get it. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I have it on there. I don't need, because I only put one thing on a screen. I don't know how tight everybody else runs their stuff. I can't have all 4 charts on TrendSpider. I wish I could. I'd love to be able to see all them, but it gets too much. It gets too little, too tight for me. So
yeah.
And if I used to have a TV over here that I hooked up. You can't. I'm trying to look up here. When you got tunnel vision, you're like, oh my gosh, where'd the mouse go? I'm looking for an hour. Where in the heck did my mouse go? I got that little thing where it pings it and blows it up, and I still can't find it. I'm like, Jaylee, come here, find my mouse. Yeah, I can aggravate you.
Oh, that's great. Because I that's awesome. I tell people too, I like use it. They're like, I don't have second screen, I don't have monitors. I'm like, get an HDMI cable and hook it up to your TV. Just do it. Just do it. But you're like, I can't. That's funny. I lost my house. That's great. Another question in the chat says, what strategies did you try before the strat?
All right. Before I learned about the strat, I literally just traded and I still do use them. Because when I lower my time frames down, I have things on other setups on that. I have a 60 or a 9 EMA, a 20 EMA, the 65 EMA, and the 200 EMA, all set up on there, all different sizes, and some are straight line, some are dotted line. That way they're distinguished, and they're all the same on every computer, so I know what they are without even having to just by color. I know which one's which. I know by the size, the 200 is going to be the fattest line on there. But those are my EMAs. Those are it. Those EMAs were very important to me. And VWAP. I like using VWAP. Of course, I think everybody does. You kind of need that to. I feel like you need that to really have another confirmation. It's all about more and more confirmation, which makes it a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have time. I'm home all day. I can take my time and find these entries. I can work on it. I just gotta apply myself. I gotta keep trying. I'll sit over here and I want to give up. You have a bad trade or something. You're like, I can't do this anymore. I done messed it all up today, Joey. I'm done.
Yeah, you do it. It's funny, and then, we do have those days, and I go through them too. And and I always say you gotta have something that's kind of resiliency. Gotta have something and that's why I get on there. I post all them stupid strat memes and all that crap
because something to occupy you. Yes,
yeah, something I like to laugh at stuff, and maybe in the moment I took a hit. You know what I mean? There was Apple. I was working Apple. I was telling everybody in the chat I'm working Apple. I got in at 165 trading common, and here things are going well. And then I set my stops even. I let it go. Everybody's worried about Apple doing this thing. I'm not me. But then here comes the 2-2 reversals back down, and then it never. And what I do is I use a PSAR on a smaller time frame. As it's going up, I'll push my stops up those dots on the PSAR, parabolic stop and reverse. And I wanted to hold it for a long term. So I'm waiting for the dots I'm waiting for the PSAR to move past my entry on the dailies, because I want to hold this thing.
Yeah.
And I never got a shot to push those stops up above the entry, to keep it going. So I get stopped out with profit is what I'm saying. I could have used the 60. I could have used the 30. I could have used 15 PSARs, but I wanted to hold it long term. So what I'm saying is I did get stopped out even. I didn't lose any money, but it did suck because I still didn't get those profits that I had when it was way up here.
Yeah.
So it's all a risk, it's all a chance. And when you take something that, whether it's a break even stop loss or you take a hit, you still got to have something that to blow off steam so you don't go crazy. And that's why I use those strat memes and we all have fun. And
I'd love to know how long it took everybody in the chat to learn to take their profit. Let me rephrase it. You're up at $200 profit, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna set my stop down here, and it starts pulling back on you. At what point, when it gets near your stop right there, you go ahead and take it? And in case it was to skip over you, who takes it? Who takes the profit and runs with it? Or who does what I used to do at the beginning, and I did it a lot, is I would not put a stop in place and let that baby just sit there and fall down and be like, nope, it's going back up. I seen 200. I want that 200 now,
Yeah.
I want to know who's still doing that thing, and how long did it take you to learn to change back, to realize you've got to stop out. Take your profit. Even if you take your profit and it rips right back up on you. At least you took your profit in case
and then you have a reason to get back in. Yeah. Which leads me into a question from Sylvia. She says, do you wait for the triangle layout, TTO? Do you wait for the TTO as soon as it opens at market open whenever you trade? Are you looking for the previous day, or do you automatically take the trigger at the high or low previous day? Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna rephrase that question. Okay, do you wait for, let's say there's 2 down, 2 up on this daily right after the scenario 3 on play. When you see that reversal, are you taking the daily trigger, or are you dropping down to a lower time frame and then waiting for a smaller pullback to get in? Are you just taking I'm just taking it? What do you do?
I drop down to a smaller time frame. I watch it on a 15-minute, and then I drop even further down to a 5-minute, and I trade off of a 5-minute. I don't like messing with the 1 minute because it just doesn't give me enough information. I feel like I can't get enough information off a 1 minute candle. I need that 5-minute. Because when I first started, I did trade off the 1 minute. Now I've learned 5-minute candle. I can do better. I can wait for a stock, and I like to wait till 5 minutes after you open, just so I can clear that up. If if I'm going to follow my rules, and I can't say I do it, but if I'm going to follow my rules, I wait 5 minutes after the market opens to give it time to find. And I learned that from a guy over at Bullish Bears years ago, or when I first started. One of them guys over there said, "Wait 5 minutes," and you know what? It does make a difference. Give it 5 minutes. Let that first 5 minutes of volume play out and find a direction, and then start putting in place your stop outs and your position, to get filled. Start looking for the entrance and exit. That way, 5 minutes, because that 5 minute first candlestick on that 5 minutes can be huge. And then the rest of it can slow down. But what I like to do is let me go down to a smaller time frame.
Yeah, that's awesome. Rob says, let them open. Let them open. And for me personally, I wait 15 minutes. I want to see what's going on because everybody's buying Facebook. You know what I mean? Put Facebook to the highs, and then the next 15 minutes, it's dying the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I like it, man. 5 minute charts. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. I got to catch myself back here. Say we're opening up right here on this. This is our this is our signals here. Hang on. Let me correct this.
Let's say, okay, 5 minutes, the market's open, 5 minutes into the, the bell rings, 5 minutes, and I want to take this position long. What would you be? And then you drop down in the 5 minutes. What would you be looking for?
This right here is more than likely going to be where I'm going to put my stop at, is this red line right here. This is the open. This is that first 5 minute candle opening up. My entrance is going to be right here on this VWAP.
Okay.
That's going to be where I'm getting bullish at. Of course, it's got to have the indicators lining up. The 2 down had to be, because what I want is this 2 down to hit right here on this, and then come back up and close. That's why those lines, you see how they come out perfect with that VWAP right there.
Yeah.
That's perfect for you get that pullback that you need, but then you can get that reversal. So it's kind of got to work out. I don't know how to explain it. I'm probably sounding retarded, but
no.
I don't know if you can say that on TV or on anything anymore. My bad. Yeah.
No. You're okay. So it's going 2 up on the day, 2 reversal up on the day. You drop down to the 5 minute. Okay, you got your initial buyers, and then but then we know there's sellers. They people that just like I made $1, so they're selling, and then 2 down, and okay, now I got my 2 down, and then but this one's closing green, so I know the buyers are starting to come back in here, and then it hits it hits your VWAP, and then once your RSI and your MACD line up now, and then you take that reversal on the 5 minute to get in as on your entry on the daily. Is that correct?
Yes, that sounds about right. What I done there is I went back to the daily and set it up to where we can see the open and close of yesterday's day. That way we know where that 2 up started at. So let's say this is a 2 up that we want to trade. We know right here at the 50% is where we want to enter and where we want to exit.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to enter and exit right here, we want to give ourselves some cushion for that pull, for some of them bounces. Like I said in the morning, you get a lot, and the SPY is going to cause some crazy stuff to happen every day. So that gives you a little bit of space. I'm not going to hold it now that I'm looking at it and I got it all down here. I know, I definitely don't want to end up down here at 42. So I'm not going to hold it all the way down to the red. I'm going to find me a 5 minute candle right here to put me a 50%. 50% of this candle is going to be my stop. So I'm going to wait for an entrance and try to find something in that area. So yeah, you said it about right.
No, that's good. That's perfect, man. DLX says, how many trades do you take a week on average?
I want to say probably about 20 to 25, because when I looked at my over here the other day, my portfolio, it was 100 for the month is what I averaged the first month. Wow. So let's say 20, 25 trades a week.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Now, if you add it up last week, there was a lot more trades by me last week because I got angry at the market and I kept trying. Yeah. So I had a lot of stop outs, but I had a lot of trades last week. I probably hit 25 in just that day.
Wow.
Don't get angry and trade. Okay. I'll tell everybody that. Don't do it. I do it. I've done it too many times. I got mad last week, kept trading, And you know what? It never worked out for me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good advice. I love that. Don't get mad trading.
I took my first whooping this month. I was on a roll.
It's been crazy this month.
Yes,
inside month on the SPY, inside month on the Qs and the diamonds. It's not easy. And it is hard to not what I do, I'll go back to my army, habits, get up, take a deep breath, drink water.
Yeah.
Then now let me look at these charts. And you're right. Sometimes I have to tell myself I'm not doing nothing the rest of the day. I'm done.
I told myself that the other day, and I was like, I'm not doing nothing the other day. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it on Twitter so I don't do anything. And you know what I did? I traded. I got whipped.
That's so funny. It's because it's true. Your own personal rules. And if you want to get confidence in your trading, follow your own rules. And Rule Trades, I think I'm saying that right, says what's your go-to setup in the strat. I'm going to say just based on what you're saying, it's a 2-2 reversal, 2 down, 2 back up. And if I trade 2-2 reversals, and this is what I do, and I'm following my rules, cool. And because I'll say this, if you break your rules and it comes out to be a winner, okay, I traded this crazy setup I never do, or I trade 1 minute charts, I never do that. And I bought way too much. I never do that either, but it worked out and it was amazing. Even though it was a gain, you made money. I say personally, you still lost because the next time you go trade, now you are messing with your programs and now you don't know what to do. Do I go ahead and buy a whole bunch like I did before? Do I keep holding because it came back and things went well? Do I follow my rules now? Like you're scrambling your brains, your programs, you can't, that's not a good thing. So I appreciate you doing that, saying that out loud, man. That's good. That's good.
All I can tell is the way I trade, yeah. It ain't that great. I do good. I've done good this year. I've had probably as good a year this year as I did my very first year trading, and that was only because it was 2020 and the market crashed. So I got in. I felt like a professional that first year, man. I was making money. I was like, yeah, this is nice. Last year, not so much. I got it was a tough year. It was a tough one last year.
That's funny. I talk about it all the time. I'm like, hey, you got 2020, everything crashed. It was easy to buy some junk at the bottom and hold it. You felt like a superhero. And then 2021, and then, but then now this year with everything, you have to learn, you have to know how to trade now. You have to at least improve on trading. So, and learn how to do this correctly. Rob C says, do you trade the same stocks? You said you traded. So what's the stocks you normally trade? And then you always look for a 2-2 reversal, right? That's the main setup you always look for.
I like to trade Carnival Cruise Line, Palantir, CCL, CCL and PLTR. I like to play PLA. Tattoo Chef, ticker TTCF, and there's a few others that are in here. LCID, Lucid Motor.
Yeah.
DraftKings. I like to trade that one, but I've got my butt kicked this year by that one.
Yeah, DraftKings. Yeah, wait, I started calling them Crap Kings. Click that one.
That one took me. Yeah, that one took and kicked my butt quite a few times. I've tried trading it a couple times. And I swear I'm the one that brings that down. If y'all are in it, I'm doing it. I'm the one buying that thing. Yeah, that's me. CGC and Tilray. Those are some of my favorite tickers. Now I do mess with penny stocks, with trading just stuff that comes over Benzinga scanner over the Charlie. I will trade off some of that when I'm having, like I said, when I'm having good eye days and I'm feeling good. I'm going to be at the desk trying to trade. So I'll go down to those little 5-minute time frames and mess with, and really go hard at it with quick in and out scalps. But to me, scalping's a little bit different than what I do here when I use the strat, because when I use the strat, I feel like I'm in it for at least 20 minutes. Because I'm gonna ride that. I'm gonna ride a few candles, a few of them 5-minute candles if I can. I'm gonna try to ride, get as much as I can. And sometimes it takes a few minutes before it'll you'll get in and it'll stay inside before you find out if you can get out, up or
Yeah.
down. So
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a good point. Yeah, Rob says all the time, the market will bore you to death before it takes your money. So yeah, the other people too. They're like, it's 2 1 1 1 1 1, and it's time for it to be breaking out. Like, nah, man, 2 1 1 1 is not a thing.
I guess that's why, like you say, when they gap down, I like to get out because I'm used to it being in the middle, and I can set a trigger for both sides to alert me if it's going to. I usually just go ahead. I wasn't doing it, but Andy with Mighty Soldiers, I think me and him was talking about one day, and he was talking about sometimes you should set a stop. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should start doing it because I didn't do it, and I would take a bigger hit. Now I just put a stop at it, and I walk. That way I can walk away. But I'll trigger it. I'll trigger it on the upper side, so that I don't have to take my profit immediately. I can, like you said, you can move a stop up. I don't want to just sell out just because it hit it. I mean, that could break into a 3 and really run for me real quick, or a 2 up or whatever. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good point. Yeah. And then I like the hard stops because it stops me from doing something stupid or tricking myself into thinking, it's gonna come back. No, my trade station makes a little sound. Actually my trading view, because I got them linked together. It goes beat it eat. And I'm like, daggone it. So I look at my watch because it's linked to my watch. I'm like, okay, I got stopped out on Apple. It's even. You know what I mean? Whatever. But
then I said that's got to feel better than I'm down on Apple, and now I got to run out and get lunch for the family.
Exactly. Yeah. I went out to get lunch with the family. I'm buying Happy Meals, and then I come back and Apple's wrecked, and I wasn't looking at it. Yeah. That's it. Bill asks, do you trade inverse ETFs like SQQ or SARK? SARK. I've never SARK. I've never heard of SARK.
I want to trade ETFs. I day trade them here and there. Just I do regular common stocks here, but I want to get into some ETFs, and I will tell you one ETF that I'm very interested in right now.
If you say ARK, I'm turning this camera off right now.
Hang on, I'll tell you what it was.
I'm just kidding. Everybody's talking about ARK with Kathy Wood, and Kathy's going to be all right. We're not saying tech stocks are going to go down forever, but daggone it, she needs one stratter on her team that says, hey, this is a 2 down on the quarter, man. 2 down on the year.
This CNXC, I think that's what that says.
Okay.
Ticker CNXC. This one right here is one that I'm starting to get not starting to get interested in yet, but I have been interested in it because it's played out great. Whenever, hang on, I got you in my way here. You're right over top of my computer, man. What are you doing sitting there?
Right.
You didn't see me looking at the computer yet now.
Yeah, I'm talking to people in the chat. They said SARK says SARK is an opposite of ARK. So SARK ARK. I see with the S. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. So I bet you SARK's up in the sky right now because that thing. Woo. Go ahead, man.
This is one of the ETFs though that I've been interested in because as you can see, you get the 2 down, you get the 3. That to me that's a 2 down green.
Yeah.
You see 2 of them like that as a 2 down, it's green. It just happened to play out a little different because of the way the month ended or something. But you've been getting that. Well, the weekly is better to look at on this one. Yeah, you've been getting that all the way down through here. You started out, you got see where it started right here. You got 2 down somewhere. Yeah, you got this consolidation. You got a 2 down that come down somewhere here. I'm going to find it in a minute. Yeah, right here, 2 down, 3. Yep. So there's your reversal there. Here's another 2 down, another 2 down, another 2 down. And we're starting to get another pullback here now. It just made a massive run. Like I said, I'm not interested at the moment, but I am watching this to see how this monthly plays out. I think this is going to be the first ETF I'm going to try to swing for a month. So
that's awesome.
And use the stock or the strat to try to find my entrance on. Because I'd love to be able to swing weekly and monthly a little bit more involved, or not having to be involved in it, but still be able to try to make these moves. There's got to be a way to do it. I got to be able to build my own confidence up to holding a stock.
Yeah.
You get a lot of moves through the month on them, and
Yeah, and it can be tricky. It can be tricky. What I like, I've been working SQQ and SPXS, and Sarah was telling me about those because they're inverse of the SPY and QQQ, and I can go long those. I know how to go long, so I can go long those with common with shares. And I was telling people in the chat, there wasn't a huge position in SPXS, but I had my stops, or excuse me, I had my buy orders for if the SPY goes 2 down, it's the inverse. So if the SPY goes 2 down on the week, I'm going to end up buying because this is 2 up on the week in SPXS. And I worked it up. I was in it for like 2 days, and then the continuity change on the SPY. We had that. If you remember my charts, we had that 2 up on the 60, and I pushed my stops up, and then I got stopped out on the 60s on SPXS, and that was perfect for me because that's all I want. And what that did was it covered some losses that I took earlier. So then now I'm back to even. So like I said, don't, there's tricks out there. There's ways you can do it. Don't beat yourself up when things aren't going well. There is something out here. There's the strat will give you a way to just to win. You know what I mean? Even if all you're doing is making up losses to break even, there's a way to win, and we didn't have that before. So
I feel like it just gives you a way to justify what you're doing. The strat gives you justification for what you just did. It's like, it went and it ran way back up, but it showed right here, and it did pull back, because it showed that it was showing a reversal here. You can agree with yourself just to walk away from it, because like we were saying earlier, you can get it. You don't want to get carried away with, oh man, what woulda, shoulda, coulda. I wish I would have kept that and kept right. No, there's you seen what you went in for. It did it, and you know why you took your profit. Because it's I don't talk to a lot of people, but I'm sure a lot of people do. You don't want somebody here saying, "I told you so." No, just look at what I did. You'll see
exactly.
I did work. Yeah,
exactly, and that's what I love about the strat. It's quantitative. I can look at the chart and I can go, all right, it went scenario 3 down right here. I got stopped out right here. I took my profits, or you know what I mean, or this is the reason why I cut the trade. Move on. How many 52-week lows were there last week? Brent, asking somebody else in the chat some other stuff. But heck yeah, man. If you can unshare your screen there, we're getting to the point where my kids are getting hungry. I got to feed them lunch.
Oh yeah. I do gotta tell you this before I go, because I don't know if I told you this or not, but the cable guy came by my house last night. Okay. And he's upstairs. I didn't know he was gonna come downstairs, and most people call it a man cave. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't call it that. So this guy gets down to my stairs, and we're about to head down the steps, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, dude. You can check out my butthole."
My butthole.
My butthole. And I swear this guy didn't speak to me the whole time. We all the way down the stairs, man. We got all the way down here. The dude never spoke. I think I made him really nervous because he was like, I don't know what he just said. I was like, it's my butthole, dude. You see my butthole over here? I got a little bar set up. I'm like, that's my butthole. Dude was just like, you can tell he was a little panicked. I'm like, I'm surprised he came down the stairs, Jalen. He thought I was literally going to show him something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's like, I'm a cable guy. I don't have no weapons or a hammer. I got these splitters right here, and I'm gonna.
My wife walks out of her office right when we come down the stairs, and she's like, his face, Mike, was like, what's about to happen? Like, what's going on? I was, I told, as soon as I came downstairs, I was like, see, there's my butthole, and the dude was just kind of like, yeah.
Oh man!
You want to mess with a cable guy? Invite him down and check out your butthole. But it comes out, man. I heard it on a movie once. This some old movie. The guy was like, "Come on," he was like,
"Oh man,
yeah,
that's awesome! I love it, man.
Yeah,
dude, this is fun. This was fun. Thank you so much for coming on here, man. Trading Common and showing us what you do." Yeah. And you know what? I hope things get better. I hope there's some kind of secret thing that someone invents that you get robot eyes or something like that, and you'll be fine, man. if I find it, I'm bringing it to you.
Stock market, man. Charlie's always talking about it on Benzinga. Retinitis, you'll hear him. Retinitis pigmentosa. It always comes across. One of these days there'll be a cure. I don't worry about it. My doctor told me don't go get none of those trial things going on. He's like, because you're young enough that they will be something one day by the time.
Yeah.
He's like, you just hang on to what vision you got left. Don't let anybody take it away. You know.
That's right. That's right, man. I love it. And don't be trading stuff that you got to stare at.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If you got to stare at it, don't do it. Yeah. Don't. You don't want to get caught.
Yeah. That's a good one for me too. Everything. Because I was doing that on SLB. Slob in energy. I'm like just staring at it, just like I go click some other stuff and I come back. Everything's fine. Didn't hit my stops. I'm fine, but I'm staring at it. You know what I mean? It's not a bad trade. I'm just staring at it. But you're right. If you got to stare at it, push your stops up.
It'll wear you out, and everything else that you're interested in will get bypassed. You won't even be looking at it. You'll be so worried over here looking at this. You'll look back and be like, "Oh man, Apple just went up $30. I missed that completely over here."
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. I'm sitting here. Yeah, I'm complaining about this thing, and Apple's ripping over here. Yeah. You're right.
Did you see OCGN Friday?
No.
Market. Oh my gosh, man, that was a beautiful play, man.
Yeah. I have to check it out.
I happened to walk over here, and I looked over on Discord or one of the chat rooms. Could have been on Benzinga's chat. Somebody said, I seen where somebody put OCGN. Wow, I looked over at this thing's just taking off. Just ripping up last night in free market.
Oh man, I one cool trade I had Friday, and Friday was everything's going two down, and CPB. You know what CPB is? Ripping to the upside, 2-1-2 reversal up. CPB.
Is that so? They're playing off. Those are some that are playing off.
No, it was the ticker name is it's Campbell Soup.
Yeah.
It's Campbell Soup.
Campbell, you got to be kidding me. Campbell Soup.
I'm not kidding, man. I was sitting there in the chat like chicken soup for the Strat Soul, man. 2-1-2 reversal up, and I got in it by the middle of the day, and on a 2-2 reversal back up on the 60s, and I worked it the rest of the day. I'm still holding it, and because XPL stocks were ripping, but it was funny, and this is a good example of hey. Instead of trading something that ain't working, I'm gonna go trade chicken soup until to take my profits.
Heck yeah! About the ETF, though, I don't know if you guys heard, they're doing a ETF for shorting Tesla and a couple other big stocks.
No,
yeah, somebody's gonna make an ETF that shorts them. Now you tell me that wouldn't be an interesting. I wish I would have thought of that idea.
Yeah,
an ETF for shorts.
Yeah,
if you want to short big companies, go, you can just get into this ETF and short the heck out of them with them, make you some money. That's a good idea. I don't know if there's anything else like that out there or not. Is there?
There's a lot of there's a company that does those things. I'll get you a big list for them if you want.
Yeah.
There's a big list of them. It's a hard name, Dexeron or something like that. It's a weird thing anyway. But there's like home builders. The ticker's called Nail, and it's a 3 times down leveraged stock that you can buy. That actually goes with home builders, but there's a lot of them in there. There's a whole kind of SARK is they're telling me in the chat right now. SARK is Kathy Wood. You got SPXS. You got SQQ. I think there's a Diamonds SDIA. I think. Anyway, there's a bunch of.
You're saying I didn't know that there was a bunch out there, is what you're telling me.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you're wrong, man. But I didn't know about it. I really didn't know about these things. And I'm telling you, for a person that doesn't trade options, and instead of just sitting back and beating yourself up thinking, man, I should have the guts to trade, options, or maybe I'll buy something crazy low, and maybe I'm going to buy, me personally, I'm buying SPXS. Because I can go long, I'm comfortable with that. I'm working this thing. Either it makes up for my losses or it takes me into some profit that no one else was looking at, and I feel like you're still empowered. You know what I mean? You're still there's a weapon that they're still out there. You could do something, man. That's what I like.
Yeah.
There's nothing to that.
Yeah.
Where can we find you, man? Find you on? You said you're on Discord with Mighty Soldiers. I know you're there, but where else?
Just on Twitter and Facebook, but I don't know if anybody uses Facebook now. I
Facebook.
don't use mine as much anymore. I think I look at Twitter more than anything now. I feel like it's a better community over on Twitter, but it's @_the blind trader. That's how
Okay, the blind trader @the blind trader. Heck yeah.
Yeah. If you want to trade a blind man, you know where to find him.
Real quick.
ETF is on the way. Okay.
That's it. That's it. Right. Real fast.
Yeah.
Do you with that blind trader thing? Do you try to show other people that have vision issues how to trade? Do you do that for real?
I have reached out to quite a few people, and I've had one guy that actually came into our Discord and learned a little bit. He listened in and was learning a little bit, but I hadn't heard nothing from him for a little while. People with I've gone through it. I just recently got out of a bad depression. Man, it puts you in one.
Yeah.
So it'll really mess with losing your vision, even if you're not blind, losing your vision really takes a toll on you. It has me over every time because I constantly have new things happening. Like my left eye no longer has color. That was just new within the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Losing my color. That right there was a bit of, and it's hard to get people with the condition to want to try. But I'm telling you, if you're out there and you think you're sitting at home and there's nothing to do, and you're just sitting back losing vision, getting bored, do what I'm doing. Get on here, learn the strat, trade for you and your wife to have some kind of retirement one day. Because that's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to get rich. Don't get me wrong. I love knowing that I paid a bill in a month. I recently just paid the water bill and was super excited. It ain't much, but it's up there. It's a bill. I'll take it.
Hey, it's working. It's doing the job.
Yeah, the money's working for me is the way I see it. Yeah. I'm finally getting something out of it. And I'm not bored. I've got something to do. It may be more than I want to do sometimes, but it gives me something to do. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome, man. One more. I'll get one more question to chat from Whiskey Ginger. I like her, so I'll let her have the last question. Do you work with TrendSpider or any other platforms to improve their accessibility? That would be smart to work. Are you working with the TrendSpider and other platforms to help with accessibility, like people that have vision or hearing issues? You know what I mean? This thing calls out, hey, spies at 454.
I want to be able to do that, so it's something I'm keeping an eye on, but I still choose to use what vision I have left versus shutting my eyes down. My wife always tells me, put the blindfold over your eyes, Mike, and that way you can rest them and still listen to what's going on in the market and stuff.
Right.
I can't choose that yet. I'm so dependent on my eyes. I still choose to use them right now. So, but as I lose vision, I plan on making sure that as I trade, I can relate that to other platforms to help them learn how to adjust it so that people like me can keep on trading. But it's kind of, for me, I guess I can't say I'm smart enough to know what I will need as I my vision more and more. So it's just something I work with. I know dark screens. I tell everybody that anybody that has a platform, if you don't got dark screen, please get a dark screen. I can't watch any of your videos if you do it without having a dark screen mode. But the same thing is for other people. Some people can't use dark screen. They only can see it with the white.
Mm-hmm.
The dark screen might be too dark for them to be able to see what's going on. I have to be the white. I have day blindness and night blindness, so I can't go outside during the day or else I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go outside at night, I can't see. I have to literally set room temperature, through the house for me. Yeah.
You got medium sight.
Yeah, it's my doctor. Yeah. He always tells me not to tell people about my vision because it'll make you sound crazy.
Yeah.
Most people, he's like, because I get lights. Flashes of lights that round in my eyes, and he's like, "Don't tell people that, man. They'll think you're crazy."
Tell people. You just told the whole world. Your doctor's gonna be mad.
Because he said older people always get that because all it is your macula. It's just mine's just falling apart quicker than yours would. You're gonna get old one day, and your eyes aren't going to work as good. Mine are just doing it really at a young age, and so it's gonna go bad a little quicker. It's all it is. But I think we all everybody has some kind of vision issue anymore, and there's always going to be, it's going to be complicated. Trying to find platforms to work for all of us is going to be complicated. Because I'm telling you, the same guy that's got my disease, he may be able to look at a white screen and not be able to look at the black one. I have to have a dark screen. I have to have it. I can't do white screens. It just eats my eyes up.
Yeah, you're right. And honestly, maybe we can get TrendSpider out there because they're the newest, most innovative platform, all that stuff. Maybe we could tell Dan, hey, give me a audible, give me something that says SPY 62 up on the daily, and it just says it.
That's what I want. I want them to give me the, like you said just a second ago, you had those dots where you can set your levels at. You have a dot thing.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have something like that and it actually speak to me when it reaches those areas? It lets me know what areas it's at, because 99% of the world is probably not going to want to sit back and listen to all that. But as I lose vision, and I'm going to want to have a way to still continue to do this. I don't want to give it up. I've listened to a few guys that have lost their vision, and they're like, "Oh, I used to." One guy actually worked in the stock market in New York. He worked inside there. He had the same disease I had. I found him on YouTube, and he just gave it up. I don't think he trades in the market at all anymore. I don't want to have to do that. I want to continue being able to do this.
Yeah.
And after I can't see, I don't want to give it up.
I love it, man. I hope things things improve, and like I said, they find a cure. You get like some crazy like Terminator, both
I'm thinking Elon Musk. Elon Musk is going to find a solution for me. The man is a genius. If he get it, it's going to be him.
Yep. Give me some robot eyes for blind trader. That's for Michael. That's what we need.
He's working on an art. I think maybe not him specifically, but his company was working on an artificial retina, and that's what's the retina is what dies in this disease. They can't replace that. They can replace the cornea, but not the retina. But he's working on building an artificial retina. What they would do is it's like an implant for an ear implant. They cut off your hearing, reconnect it through a device. Well, they would cut out your eyesight and then reconnect it with a device. So you'd be blind, but you would only have your, mechanical vision left.
Right. That's interesting.
It's spooky though. Could you imagine if you got 5 degrees of vision left? To me, that's a whole lot to give up, to risk what it was going to look like out of that machine. Yeah. Is it when I turn fast? Is it going to?
Yeah. And then just like my monitors, I gotta like adjust the contrast and the sharpness.
Yep.
And I don't, and then they're giving me these stupid Snapchat filters so everybody looks like bunnies and stuff. Like I don't want that crap.
Right. But I to answer her question, I really am. I'm working every day. If I see something that helps me as a visually impaired person, I write it down. I got a notebook that everything goes in. If I think of it and it's a great idea to me, I'm gonna write it down and come back to it one day. I'll give it to somebody eventually. They'll have a list of great ideas to help people, and hopefully more people like myself will want to get into it.
Yeah, man, I love it. We should talk to the TrendSpider about that stuff, and definitely, seriously, I know they're watching out here, and I think it's important. I think it's important for everybody, and the accessibility. I think we're supposed to get on here and just talk about charts and laugh and things like that, but I think that's a really important point. Trading for everybody.
Benzinga is really accessible. I don't know if there's any visually impaired people that's going to watch us in the future, but if you want to be able to keep up with the news, Benzinga speaks out the news to you. The most important stuff, it'll speak out. And then it's also got alerts for large option orders and things. You can add different alerts that actually speak and tell you what's going on. Instead of just a ding, it'll actually tell you.
Yeah.
And so just had this big of a purchase or something. And so to me, Benzinga's already worked, it's working on it. They're working on ways that everybody can still do this,
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on here, man. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna wrap it up, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. See me come out here, everybody. Come see the Blind Trader on Twitter. He's got them funny memes and gifs and stuff like that. He's got a good sense of humor about everything. And then go see his channel on Mighty Soldiers Discord. We'll throw a link out there. I don't have it. I should have it for the chat, but we'll put it out there on Twitter. We'll put a link out there for everybody to get the invite so they can see your stuff, because I've seen your stuff too. You post really good setups. You post and then you post news and stuff like that too, man. There's a lot of good stuff in that Benzinga, that Mighty Soldiers Discord, man. Really good stuff in there.
No, I appreciate it, buddy. And I appreciate you having me on. And thank you, everybody, for watching us today.
Heck yeah, man. Thanks, man. I'll talk to you later, man. Peace.
Have a good one. Bye.
See you, man. Hey, for everybody out there, thank you so much for being on. It was great. We had a really good time. I tell you, it was fun talking to him, and get out there with the blind trader. He's funny, and but he knows what he's talking about. And if you want to get in with us on Sepia Group with Rob Smith, so he can tell you what's going on with the market live, get with us here at with Smith in the Black with promo code STRAT Soldier 2022. STRAT Soldier 2022. That's going to get you 3 months. First 3 months for $99 per month. Okay, that's 3 months. First three. $99, okay? And then for you people that trade percentages, that's going to be 50% off, okay? And that's going to get you going. On Mondays, Rob does the power hour, 1 hour after the close. That's where Rob teaches this stuff live, okay? And then don't forget, if you are a member, if you are a brand new member in Sepia Group, go to the courses, go to How to Use Smith in the Black. That is a course that I made for you that is completely 100% free for you. For being a member, okay? Just because you got a monthly subscription doesn't mean that's all you got. Get in there. It's someone told me it's the driver's manual of Sepia Group, but seriously, it tells you all what we're looking for, how to use all of Rob's content, and then when you get into Rob's room, how to talk to him, and then when he says certain things, this is what this means. So there's a glossary in there too, is what I'm saying. So it's all in there. We got a lot of things in the forums, where anything you see out there on Twitter is being posted in the forums, so you don't have to go out searching for all kind of different things. Okay, it's in Benzinga, it's in Sepia Group. I was gonna say we got those Benzinga interviews in there in the forums as well on Sepia Group, home of the Strat. It is all here. We also got some other deals. Learn Strat 22. That's going to get you the course and Rob Smith for $999. Pretty good deal on that. $999. And then there's also all strat, and that is $12.99, and that's going to get you Rob Smith's course. That's going to get you Smith in the Black live, and that's going to get you Michael Dang live. Okay. That's everything that we have all in one. Learn Strat, check that out. All Strat, that's all Strat, check that one out. But again, if you're just a brand new trader, or you're brand new with the Strat and you just want to get in with us, Strat Soldier 2022, that'll get you started. And then if you're in if you don't have Trend Spider, you like to try type in promo code STRAT Soldier. That'll get you a 25% off on that, on a deal to start with Trend Spider. And then there's a big long link for Trading View that I'll have to share for you guys there on Twitter. But and I'll get it on my site as well. That'll get you $30 off on a subscription for Trading View, so you can see the month, the week, the day, in the 60, all your charts up in Trading View if you like those charts. That's it for me, man. I'm glad you guys were out here. Thank you so much. This has been great. I appreciate everyone's support, and that just everybody's coming in here and showing up every Saturday for the live shows. Thank you so much. We're going to get some more content out here. We got a really good one coming up. I'm going to tell you right now, next week's recorded, but being here in the chat live, because I'm telling you, it's going to go nuts. You're not going to believe who I got for next week. I'll give you some hints out there in the Twitter sphere, but next week's recorded. And thank you so much for everybody being out here. This is the Strat Soldier with the weekend shift, and that's going to do it for me. Peace.